Welcome back, Legion, to D20 Live's long-form game, Legend of the Five Rings. Yes! Woo. Returning to Rokugan, we are having adventures and telling stories in the Emerald Empire of Rokugan, and our two primary contestants are already glaring at each other. We're going to start at the far end of the table, starting with Dave. Please introduce your character, going all the way over to Mike.
Hey, everybody. I'm Dave. I am playing Kinsuke Phoenix of the Shiba Phoenix School.
You got it.
Yeah, eventually I got there. And I'm just glad to be here.
Hi, I'm Sam, the production manager, playing Akoto Shizuka of the Lion, and oh man, things are getting heated tonight.
Yep.
Woo!
I'm Dom. I'm playing Daishi Togashi of the Dragon Clan, and suck it!
I am, of course, Mike, and today I have the unique pleasure of playing Bayushi Takio, one of the most honored and trustworthy people in Rokugan, and what one YouTuber commenter called truly terrifying.
And of course, I am Devin, happy to be your storyteller for the evening. In this, the second last session, we decided that we were going to do two more sessions just to make certain all the story points are closed, and this is going to be episode 6. So let's get started. Yeah.
You're actually also getting a big bonus debrief episode, too.
Oh yeah, we're also going to be getting a bonus debrief episode on top of that.
We don't want all those loose threads like Lost.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I have had to rewatch every single episode and be like, what hole did I put myself in?
Lost or us?
Like, it's like, what's more like, all right, I know my notes, and I know what actually happened, and what fresh hell is in the middle. Okay, all right.
You pull a smoke monster
My
on
name
us,
is
we're going
Takio.
to be perturbed.
Yes, exactly.
I was hoping, actually, if I could rewind before,
Okay.
just before they went to the tournament. I have a favor to ask.
Well,
about
the
you.
tournament ended. It was the last session ended when they found out that they were going to be actually we're going into the evening of day 2. So you have an opportunity to just talk to them right
Awesome.
now.
Then I'll wait till you said it.
All right.
Sorry.
So the tournament for the second day closes. All of the contestants breathing a deep sigh of relief and thanking the gods that they were able to perform well enough that they know that come daybreak tomorrow they will all be given the honor of becoming samurai of the Emerald Empire. 4 of them, however, still carry a heavy burden. That of Shiba Takako, Doji Wakao, Akoto Shizuka, and Togashi Daishi, who are going to be competing in the final 2 rounds, 2 Iaijutsu tournaments. A set of 3, actually, semifinals and finals, for who will become the Topaz champion and who will become the most desirous new samurai of the next generation. And in preparation of that, there is, of course, a feast, a celebration that is happening this evening. So all of you are asked to go back to your quarters, have put on a formal kimono, put on your formal garb, and be ready to have a wonderful meal with all the important people in this tournament. And yes, so as you are leaving the contest fields, you wanted to do something?
I'll wait till we're having dinner, actually. Actually,
Okay.
no, I'll ask the honorable, my good friend Daishi.
Yes, Bayushi-san.
Have sobered up very.
Yes, my apologies for such unpleasantness.
No need for that among friends. Now, I had a thought. And in fact, it involves actually all 3 of you, Honorable Shizuka and Honorable Kinsuke. I have a plan with which I could easily decipher the whole totality of this elaborate conspiracy, but I require your aid.
All right.
I love how silent the table is
We're
right now.
sort of in the middle of something.
Don't worry about it. I am 90% certain that you will all do it anyway, even if I didn't ask you to. But I like to ask because I believe in consent.
What is it that you need from us?
Honestly, how much did you win from your bet with
Again?
Juriken? It's not about that. It's not about that. Yeah, sure.
Thanks.
I won 5 koku.
Cool. Can I borrow 2? You'll get it back.
Why do you need the money?
The less you know, the happier you'll be.
No.
Oh boy.
It will not leave my possession in any way, shape, or form. It'll be returned to you summarily. However, what will happen is, in the event of my death, there will be a series of instructions for you.
I'll do this for you on one condition.
What's the condition?
I want it in writing with your signature that you will not do anything that is against the law, questionable morally, against the samurai code or anything just in general dishonorable with said koku.
We need receipts.
Does that include lying?
Yes.
Lying. Technically, lying.
How much koku
I
do I have?
disapprove
Yeah.
of lying.
Yeah, you disapprove of lying.
Devin, how much koku do I have on me?
I don't know what it's saying.
Should have wrote it down.
Shut the fuck up.
Every scorpions, I can look up what scorpions start with.
Yeah. Because I have no idea where it would be on my sheet. That's the problem.
It's part of your starting school equipment.
You have 5.
I have 5?
It just said right there.
Oh, 5? Cool. Never mind. I don't need. Very well, then I don't need your money.
Immediately, she just goes like, ah.
I had the opportunity to hold him accountable for his actions, and it slipped by me.
Don't worry. The only person whose life I'm risking is my own. And honor, well, is a wonderful thing, isn't it? Anyway, let's carry forward.
Okay, we're moving forward. She's going to lose 1 honor point, please.
Ouch.
Because she
whole
knows
point?
you are now, by your not taking his koku, that you are about to perpetuate and do a dishonorable act.
I'm going to lie a little.
Which, depending on your honor rank, is dishonorable. So she's allowing someone she knows to commit a dishonorable act, so she's going to lose an honor.
Okay, because the problem is that he's already a samurai and I'm not.
Yes,
So
exactly.
I'm like, I can't stop
You can't
him.
actually stop it, but it still hurts your
still
sense
hurts
of honor.
me. So just a point, not a whole rank.
Not a whole rank.
Okay.
Nope, just a single point.
That's
he is a
fine.
higher rank samurai. You cannot do anything about it, but it hurts your honor to do so.
That's fine.
Matter of fact, actually, what rank are you?
6 point. Well, I was 6.6. I'm 6.5.
Kinsuke, what is your honor?
5.
That's fine. Okay, you're okay. You can deal with this. Yeah. All right.
It's me. I'm the problem child.
Well, you're rank 6.
Yeah.
Rank 6 starts
I've been to a problem
being
once,
very
it's all right.
restrictive. Okay, so we're and I think you're 4, right? You're on a rank 4.
Yes.
Yoshi? Yeah.
I'm on a rank 4. Does that
Okay.
go up because I tried to?
Yeah, shouldn't her go up because she tried to stop me?
She didn't try to stop you. He was. the one
He
who was
tried
actually
to stop you.
I'll give you a point for that.
Yeah, I made a joke.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
My honor is 2.5.
Could I have that book back?
What book?
The core book, probably. So it's a beautiful evening. The sky is clear out. There are musicians playing on flutes and shamisen and windpipes, and there's beautiful music, and there are dancers, geisha dancers on stage, and it is full of ready drink and tea and water and rice wine, whatever is required, and every member, all the way from the Usagi, who got horrendously drunk at the start of the tournament, all the way through to the host, to Miyashoin himself, to Okoro Totori himself, are also here, including the former Topaz champion, the Kitsuki, who you all met,
And she's
or the
also-
current Topaz champion.
Hot stuff.
She's also engaged to Totori.
No, she's not. Not
she?
the
No.
Kitsuki.
Oh.
You're thinking of the
other one.
Isawa.
She'll be
That's
engaged
the
to
one,
me.
Totori is much significantly older than the Kitsuki.
And way higher
Clarification, thank you.
importance.
Is Jury here?
Is Jury here? Awareness check. You can make raises if you would like.
So my awareness is 3, so that'd be what, 3 key?
It would be awareness investigation, I believe.
I don't
Why?
have that.
We don't
do.
have.
Well,
Yeah.
he's the one making the roll.
I know.
Yeah.
I want to try after.
So awareness investigation, keeping awareness. Do you want to make any raises on it? It would be a basic TN 10 to look around and see if you find him. But keep
I'm
in
not
mind.
super invested, so
Okay.
no.
Yep. Any raises would just allow you to see through any possible disguises or
Right.
formal wear that he's wearing.
I don't have investigation, so that'd just be 3 keep 3? Or?
Keep 3. Yep.
That is 19.
19? No. He is not here that you can see.
And I know that for certain?
You do not see Jury.
Okay.
I would like to make that.
In fact, there are no Ronin here, period. So,
Oh,
There shouldn't be.
yeah.
I would like to make that roll knowing
ahead.
what he looks like.
Okay.
I would like to raise it
To do what?
to see who he's with.
I see. Okay.
Who
All right.
he's
Yep.
working with.
Okay.
Now I have 8 keep 3.
Yep.
So let's get that pulled together.
So the base TN is 10 to find him. So a single raise will go up to 15.
Yeah.
Yep.
And with 8 keep 3, I think those are bad odds.
So I got... Oh, wait, that's a 10. Never mind.
Reroll that.
These 8s. Filthy 8s. Okay, so that was a 9, an 8, a 10, and a 4. So that is a
So you
27, 31.
Okay. So the reason why you didn't see Jury is Jury himself is not here. Jury can you see. Mm-hmm. And you can see through, his disguise. Mm-hmm. And the fact that when you saw him, Jury was a dirty Ronin. So you don't actually recognize him. Jury can, the crane that you've seen moving about, who you're familiar with and have conversed with a couple of times, is here. He's with a few other crane guards. As he said, he was a bodyguard for Syshen. So he's with a few other crane guards. Just basically on the perimeter. The festival is inside a beautiful pagoda, hard structured temple with floating lanterns all around the exterior and so forth. So he, along with many other crane and Daidoji Iron warriors, are doing a small patrol around the exterior. In front of every pillar, there's another Iron Warrior there, and then he and his guards are just moving around.
May I approach him?
You can do anything you like.
Well, can I observe him?
Yep.
Has he moved from his post in any way, or?
He is part of a group of guards that are moving around the perimeter.
All right, I'm going to really quickly, because I don't want to take away from anyone else's.
That's fine. Yeah.
I'm going to get up slowly and not bump into him.
I see. Okay.
So I'm going to avoid bumping into him and just be, oh goodness.
Citizen.
Honorable Jury-Ken.
Bayushi-san.
It is good to see you.
He gives you a bow. Good to see yourself
Good
as well.
fortune makes good friends, clearly.
Indeed. Dom, go ahead and make an awareness roll again, please. Now that you see
Dakio.
Dakio up to?
Oh, this is gonna be cool. You're gonna like this trick.
Not as good. 13.
Okay, well, since the original one was 10, now you're paying attention to him, and you actually are seeing a few facial features that are the same. You're seeing that this crane who he's talking to actually shares similar facial features with Jury, because you were so close to him, and you're like, oh, that jaw's the same, and those eyes are the same, and he's the right height, but one's in crane garb and crane armor. But you're like,
But do I recognize the color from the piece of cloth?
very similar. The light is throwing it off a little bit because the yellow light from the lanterns is skewing the hue of the blues, making it look a little more indigo and green. But yeah, it could be. So
Anyway,
so you see them across the
I actually
distance.
require insight as a bodyguard and Citrix, a private matter, if we could.
All right. Yeah, like
Gonna roll my deceit.
make a second. Go
No,
ahead.
we're making a massive deceit roll, and I need to raise this at least twice.
Okay. Yeah, you can. Yes, that's fine.
Now, I have an ability from my school, which I had open, but my book got taken.
My apologies.
It's all right.
I believe we will live.
Yeah, I might not for what I'm about to pull off.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
I
that's
know.
fine.
I'm just wondering.
You're only a Scorpion.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. I'd like my life not to be worth nothing for once in my life.
We appreciate you.
So
Just
much.
not for your skullduggery.
It's all I got!
So there.
You're good at investigating. Be a private detective.
Anyway, Bayushi are masters of ferreting out and exploiting weaknesses and failures of others, even if they do not know the exact nature of a rival's secrets. The mere realization that he has some sort of secret is enough for them to work with.
Okay.
When you are making a contested social roll, which this would be, because I'm going to lie to him,
Yeah.
against someone else, you get a free raise to your roll for every 3 points of mental and social disadvantages rounded off that he possesses.
Okay.
Disadvantages.
He has 5 points of social disadvantages.
So that's at least one.
Yes.
So it's a free raise I get, period.
Yep. You do.
So that means this
So that means
technique
you're
can
going to add 5 to your roll. Because I'm rolling effectively a sense motive.
Yeah.
So you're going to make your
Roll,
you said
and whatever
deceit?
that roll is going to be, it's going to be plus
It's going to be
five.
+5. Yeah.
Right.
That's for you.
Sorry, I'll put
Thank
that back
you.
here. I shouldn't put that here.
Redistribution of wealth.
Put it up.
Keep
Communism.
3.
keep
It
3.
doesn't increase my keeps,
No, it does not.
but it increases my total by 5.
Correct. Yep.
Please
so
God.
I've made my roll, and then you will make your roll, and you just add 5 to it because you got
I can work with that. Okay, so
Do you get to re-roll once?
no.
Not unless he has an emphasis in whatever he's trying to work with.
Which I know. Let's see here. 15 plus 9 is 24, plus it puts me up to 29 with the 2 raises. That should take me over it.
Okay, all right. But, well, take you over what? Because it's his role.
Yeah, the TN.
Yeah, the TN, exactly.
Because I did the 2 raises.
Yep,
And one of them's
okay.
free.
Okay, all right.
All right, let's start lying. Well, actually, I've recently had the opportunity
He moves the other guards off.
I had the opportunity to come into some wealth recently. I take out my 5 koku. You see the Togashi over there? And I point at Dom's character.
Okay.
He's apparently a wagering sort. I don't know if you know that, of course.
I do not. I was not entirely aware that Togashi were of a wagering sort.
Neither did I.
But I
He
mean,
already knows. It doesn't matter.
It's a difference putting it out in public.
I'm not putting it in public. I'm just telling him. Of
Everybody
course,
gets a
keep
little
that
money to
secret.
play with.
He was coming in
course.
drunk and
Monks,
excitable.
monks themselves are known to be of the 1,000 fortunes are known to be gamblers, but a Togashi, a member of the great clans.
Either way,
Indeed.
I had the opportunity to give him a firm scolding and taught him a lesson by taking his very winnings. Apparently he'd been out gambling and, well, he tried to beat a scorpion.
Oh, that's such a shame.
Of
Scorpions are so practiced in the low arts.
It's at this point I start getting closer.
Yep.
Do I see this?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Anyway.
You have to be behind your fan as you're like, oh yes, they are.
Just stop doing it. I'm on your side. I'm lying. I'm using my own money.
Okay. Good.
So, I do need advice on how to keep such money safe within the city. After all, pickpockets.
You realize he was aware of him walking up, and
Yeah.
you saw that his eyes flit over your shoulder and then flit back to you. But continue. You need to keep money safe within this city. That is in a
Let me
place.
rephrase. I'm walking around an awful lot.
I see.
And I typically carry my money on me. And I'm not familiar with this city. What is a good way to secure it as a person who specializes in security?
I would say, well, you said you were staying at the Inn of the Flying Carp. Why would you not give it to Master Bentai? Master Bentai himself could keep all money if he needs it.
He has a name. I think I shall. I thank you very much
Of course.
for your advice. And as a true companion and friend, it is a shame that
It's at this point I'm here.
Yeah.
young Togashi.
Bayushi-san.
Yes.
You're just speaking of your fine qualities.
Juri-san, right?
Juriken-san.
Juriken-san. My apologies. I only got your name from your associates last night while you were, unfortunately by my hand, unconscious. I wanted to apologize for my gamblings, and I pull out 5 koku. I wanted to give these back to you.
He looks to you and is like, oh, I'm afraid. You have me confused with another. And he hands you back the koku. My associates and I were overseeing the tournament grounds last evening. I do not believe I am aware of you. Go ahead and make an awareness courtesy roll.
Don't have courtesy, so just 3v3.
Yep.
18.
You know he's not lying for your benefit. He's lying for the benefit of the guards that are next to you.
In what manner? Like he doesn't want them to find out?
Yeah. He's like, perhaps you were out drinking, and perhaps, as you said, you have me confused with another individual whom you were drinking with. Where were you last evening? I'm afraid I don't actually visit many of the sake houses in this town.
Of course you
Now-
wouldn't. And I think that in this case we have a stake of mistaken identity. For you called him Jury and your name is Jury Can.
Precisely.
A simple misunderstanding.
Jury would be a simple commoner's name, a Ronin's name. Perhaps you were gambling with a Ronin then. Samurai Dosan. Specifically adding the honorific of not a samurai yet.
But only to teach that Ronin a lesson.
Precisely, I'm sure.
In manners.
In manners and
Discipline.
understanding and discipline. Perhaps when you achieve a full title, I will take you to a proper tea house.
That sounds like a
understand.
lovely
Hold up.
arrangement.
I am so conflicted here because
Yeah.
higher status. I don't care about your lies.
Oh, for fuck's sakes!
Higher status, but I want to call him out on his bullshit because it's
You're gonna get me
dishonorable
killed!
otherwise, right?
It would be dishonorable, and it's very odd that a crane of all people, and keep this in mind, a crane of all people is openly lying in front of other crane. Why on earth would he risk that? Why on earth would he risk it in front of other crane?
But
Yeah,
he's higher rank than me,
but
so
he is a higher rank.
can't
so I
go
not even a
can't.
samurai.
So there's
yet.
nothing I can do about it, right?
You most certainly shouldn't. Yeah,
I say to him, and I'm like,
and he gives you a very
I say,
knowing smile.
my mistake. I am clearly looking into this too deeply. It must have been a Ronin with very, very similar facial features to yours.
Indeed.
Please
May I
have a
have-
good evening. I am sorry to have disturbed you.
It's entirely fair. Wave men are, by their very nature, needed to blend in. They have a common face, as it is said. It is an entirely understandable mistake. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Rest assured that my men and I will keep you safe, so that you may have a relaxing, stress-free evening for your tournament tomorrow.
Of course, and perhaps, if it is within your interest, perhaps seeking out said individual that is causing ruckus and
I shall.
appearing most like you.
And I shall, indeed.
It may cause conflict in the future.
I will. There were a number of incidents last evening, as the sons here can attribute to, and he nods to some of the guards, and they're looking a little stiff-backed. In fact, I want you to make an awareness roll. Awareness,
Can I just use investigation?
sure, yes, investigation
Cool,
works.
because I'm good at that.
Yep.
I'm fucking this up for you.
Yes, you are. I'm going to poison you.
Oh my!
You're going to vomit in a ditch tonight.
I was already planning on it.
Scorpion poison's fatal. Okay, I have 8 and 2 explosions.
8 and 2 explosions. Okay.
So I'm going to re-roll those.
You don't need to, that's fine.
All right.
So,
I'm going to poison you in
you
your
are
sleep.
you look at the 2 guards, and whenever he says that, they are actually looking a little perturbed. Like, he's stated something that is factual, but they're like, that really shouldn't have been said. Like, they're a little uncomfortable that other contestants in particular and visitors to the castle have been hinted that a number of other incidents have happened last night. Because he was hinting that it's like, of course, the incidents of a Ronin being around the town is not the only that have occurred. And the other guards are like, they're looking very uncomfortable. You notice that. Yeah.
Please take this as me simply informing you of incidents happening and making light
appreciated.
discussion as opposed to accusations, which I am deeply, deeply sorry for.
Well,
As
it's to be
I'm
understood.
sure you would be. But
It's-
yes, it's fine.
it's to be understood. We are, after all, in Crane Lands, and you are a dragon and not accustomed to seeing people outside your clan.
I imagine.
Oh, God, I'm not insulting
To be
you. Just
fair-
I'm getting you out of this. Go along
I mean,
with
to
it.
be
You
honest,
are most correct.
to be fair, all unicorns look the same, do they not?
The nuances of the unicorn clans are as varied as the Gaijin lands in which they visited. And I, as a scorpion...
Oh, well said. I love that.
And I, as a scorpion, would never impugn the honor of anyone. Anyway, I'm going to go see this Togashi back to his table. Would you come with
Indeed,
me?
yes.
Please have a pleasant evening.
Yourself
Get
as
you
well,
out of
yes.
here. What in the name of God is wrong with you?
I was hoping to restore the koku that I had taken in ill name.
Do you have any idea what you just cost me?
No, you didn't lose any money.
No, but I'm about to die. Allow me to explain. No, I won't. You sit on your table now. I'm mad.
Have a nice evening.
I'm at the table next to you, you jackanapes.
I switched places with someone.
Welcome back.
Yes, exactly.
Are you having a nice evening?
Quite pleasant, actually.
Do you have any idea what he cost me?
Uh,
It's not a money thing. It's not ever about...
But you should,
Well,
son,
it can't be
please keep
honor.
your voice down.
Now he knows I'm working with you.
We traveled together.
Yes, but that doesn't mean I like you.
You like him?
No, I don't, but he knows that. My
Oh,
plan,
he caught you!
my plan was to lie that I had taken the money you had won from him, and then when he went to reclaim it, he would try to steal it from me. Now he knows you still have the money. He knows I lied to him.
So he's going to try and take the money back from me as opposed to you.
Yes.
And I can kick his ass.
Do you know
Where's
what happens?
the problem?
The problem is, do you know what happens in Rokugani culture when the person who did the wrong deeds gets caught and they're ordered by somebody else?
Well, I wouldn't
They
know that.
see-
I'm a dragon. I'm not used to being outside my own clan.
Oh, shut the fuck up for 5 seconds.
Well said, well said.
They lie and say it was all them. When you're trying to track down the person responsible, you never go for the person who's doing it. You stir up the nest until you find out. You make them panic and go to their boss. And then you find their boss, and then you learn the truth. Because if he comes after me, or you, and you catch him and beat him in a fight, he'll say, oh yes, I've been pretending to be a Ronin. And he'll fall on his sword, and that will be the end of the matter. And we won't know who's responsible for all of this or any of it.
That's fair, but I think...
It's so convoluted.
I know, but you gotta do it to get your results.
Why?
I don't know, I just do it.
Or perhaps you're...
It's human nature. If Rokugani were less complicated, it would be
Scorpion nature.
easier.
How bad is it for me to insult him here?
I can poison you.
It's insulting is insulting. It's just a matter of like,
Just say he has tiny feet or something.
I was going to imply... Or perhaps you should think of something more clever than deceit.
what's your honor rank?
2.5.
You can take that in the face if you want.
No,
Okay.
Oh no.
I'm mad now. Courtier, I'm gonna insult him.
Blood feud.
6 keep 3. No raises because I don't want to end this guy's whole career.
To quote Kelsey Grammer, he's not your superior. He
10,
just outranks you.
10 and I got an explosion, so that gave me 26.
Okay.
Well, we can't all experiment with... Fuck it, I need a good insult. Devin, help me insult him. I want to insult him and say, screw it, you're an alcoholic, I don't have to take your crap.
Oh,
there we go.
Oh my.
I'm not saying that, that's very rude.
Well, I take it you can say something like, well, it's a shame you don't understand. I am practiced in experimenting with words, whereas you are practiced at experimenting with different forms of liquids. If you perhaps spent your time in a more eloquent, acceptable practice, then we would be able to talk as equals.
I take that in the face,
Yep.
take a deep breath, you see my tattoo glow a little bit, and steam comes out my nose.
Unpressed, murder's illegal.
And there is and there are people, and we'll say that.
This is whispered, though. I don't want
Yeah,
anyone
no.
else to hear this shit.
Okay, it's the Steam people around the rest of the table are now have stopped their conversations and are looking at the two of you. Like, one of the contestants, we'll say the crab, leans across like, "Hey," in the brusque, non-committal manner that he always is. Like, "There a problem here?"
No. We're having an ethics debate.
I've never been terribly good at those. Far more straightforward in most situations. Water, I think.
Yes, please.
Yeah, no
That
problem.
would be lovely. Thank you.
Come on, let's go get you some water.
Stand up.
Yep. And,
I say, thank you, Bayushi-san,
You're very welcome.
and walk away.
You better damn well appreciate I said all of that under my breath so no one knew what was going on. And I do mean that very...
Yeah. It's you do mean that. You said it under your breath.
Total drama empire.
Oh no.
The good news is everyone saw us fighting,
Yes.
which
Yes.
means he knows we're not
he
friends.
knows you're not friends.
And my plan worked to salvage it.
Okay.
As far as you're aware.
What do the two
Shut
of
the
you
hell
want?
up.
What do the two of you want to do, if anything, while you're here in this grade? You know what's been going on. You know the politics of what's been going on in the tournament.
Let's see.
Wait, who's my opponent again? I can't remember. His
Your opponent?
Yeah.
Your opponent is Doji Wakao. He's
Yeah.
the one who the spirit of the last
Yeah.
Emerald Champion told you to protect.
Yeah.
He was also the one who he's been trying to watch and figure out why people don't like him. Or at least one of the Bayushi contestants doesn't like him. That's your opponent.
Yeah.
Your opponent's the...
I'm the one that he
Shiba.
paid off.
What, sorry? Yes.
Mine's the one he paid off to lose. So.
No.
No. He paid off the scorpion
He
to
paid-
lose to her opponent.
Oh.
I didn't even pay off the scorpion. I blackmailed the
He
scorpion.
blackmailed the scorpion.
Into losing to Wakal because he was causing too much of a scene because of a coda to
You have the phoenix.
Right.
So
Okay.
I want to go talk to a cow.
Okay. All right.
Yes, let's pump him for information.
Yep.
I was just gonna make him be my friend, because
Yeah, that works too.
it's the friendly competition kind of thing. It's just like, I don't want to impugn any dishonor upon you. I really don't.
This is the real problem
would
with being a
like-
scorpion. Everyone leaves you alone at the table.
Would you care for company?
Yes,
All right.
please come with me.
Let's go be friends.
Yeah.
Everybody loves a Shiba.
We're making friends.
So you find Wakao after a while. It takes you a little while. He's looking over a beautiful painting that's decorating one of the many walls. He's looking at it to the point where you can see him sort of dissecting the brushstrokes that is within there, and he has a look of serenity on his face. But he doesn't seem to be paying attention to really anyone else, even though there's boisterous conversation going on around him otherwise.
It's a lovely painting. Do you know who commissioned it? Or drew it?
My apologies.
Not at all.
I recognize the two of you. Contestants? Yes? Jisei's work often keeps me up at night while it's breaking down its meanings and its work. It is, you said, fine craftsmanship, yes?
It is truly breathtaking.
It is. Jisei is beautiful in both his calligraphy and how his calligraphy is translated into his art in and of itself. This is a very fine piece. It's one of his ones depicting the last War of the Thunders. It is the sad and tragic loss of Doji's sister, or Daidoji's sister, when she was lost in the Shadowlands.
Ominous.
Jisei, actually. Jisei was not a clan painter, and I think that's one of the most telling and fascinating things about this painting. You'll find it in just about every great clan, but it is painted by a Ronin.
Oh.
And yet, you'll find it in every great clan's household. This is a very fine painting.
Did the Crane often study this, his work?
They do. Not necessarily us. Those of the Doji look at it as a reminder of the sacrifice that Kakita made during the first war against the Thunders. But for our cousins in the Daidoji family, and he indicates the guards that are all around with their beautiful white hair cascading down to their shoulders, some of them tied up in a warrior's top knot. For them, it is far more important. The image shows Daidoji himself walking into the Shadowlands, saying that he would reclaim his future, the blade of his betrothed's brother. Kakito was the one who actually went into the Shadowlands. Daidoji promised that he would actually go retrieve this blade if Lady Doji would have his hand in marriage. He was the first mortal to ask a kami's hand in marriage, and one of the few to actually follow through with it in great deed. It represents the dedication, as well as the sorrow that he was trying to make up for. But it is beautiful, isn't it?
It's very. I'm not much of a painter, I think you can tell.
Neither am I, actually. I'm fascinated by it, but I think that's because I was never actually able to produce it myself.
I, however, am a bit of a amateur.
Are you?
I practice in the Sumi ink drawing.
Oh, very good. That is he looks you over once. The Shiba do have some artisans among their number.
And we try to cultivate them as just as well as the sword.
He gives you a slight nod of the head. Well, it's good that we actually did. And it's a shame that there isn't more practices then in the Topaz Championship to show up the art and the calligraphy, and to show off those finer arts.
Though art in itself may not draw the cheers of a crowd, it can definitely bring a tear to one's eye.
Very well said. I agree. It's the flash of a sword strike is over in a single moment, but art
Lasts a lifetime.
Exactly. It's far more meaningful than anything that, no disrespect meant, that you and I will ever do.
I believe our place is on the battlefield, where it's a different type of art entirely.
And even the spray of blood from a well-swung sword strike can be art in itself.
Do you agree?
Very much do. Swordplay is a very fine art, and I do believe that the Daijoji have created such a perfect way of doing so.
We do.
And truly, the deepest commitment.
I thank you. I'm very committed to my work. I hope you are as well.
Of course.
I would hate to think that you would not provide a good contest on the morrow. Shizuka-san.
Thank you very much. You honor me, Wakao-san.
I don't even come anywhere close to Noritashi-sama's lessons and the demanding nature of his requirements. But I've already overcome one obstacle this tournament, and I look forward to a second.
I hope that, regardless of the outcome, we can still talk about art such as this.
I look forward to it as well. Thank you for the conversation.
Thank you.
It is a great pleasure.
Shizuka-san,
Yes.
have you ever hated someone?
Not a particular person, no.
Have you ever been the recipient of any kind of hatred? Or an anger so deep that you would think that they would take any advantage to strike you down?
I would hope not, but...
I ask because your clan is known for how deeply its grievances are felt. Your sense of remembrance and honor is stronger even than ours. I'm willing to admit that. There was one who I thought hated me so much that he would take all opportunities to see me shamed. And yet when we fought yesterday, he failed.
What can I say except you're welcome?
And it's not... I don't know. It's not... He shamed me in that. When you were training, how would you have felt? Was there ever an instance where one of your fellow trainees was not actually working the Bushido the Kenjutsu to the point that you felt that it was a challenge? Where either their fear was too great or their shame in their self was too great that they actually were not trying? Because that is what it felt like yesterday for me. That he was not trying. That he had harbored this distrust and this dislike for me for something that was not my fault for such a long time, and then simply chose to not follow through on it. I'm not certain whether I feel the better for having bested him or the worse for not having faced the true quality of the man.
Whether or not you are facing against the true quality of his honor is not the question. Were you not trying your best to live up to your potential?
I was, but can we ever live up to our truest potential if we are not put against the strongest opponents?
I believe he more shamed himself for not having to live up to your potential. Because if he decided at that moment to not put his best foot forward, that is something he is shamed for. His actions shame him. They do not shame you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It is why, when tomorrow, the two of us shall face with our best foot forward. You and I know this.
We shall. I thank you again. He goes back to looking at his painting.
I look forward to cheering you both on.
Thank you very much, Kinsuke-san.
In the spirit of good combat.
Indeed. I thank you, Kinsuke-san. So the evening continues on, It's beautiful music, beautiful food. All of you are very rested and able to go, able to have a relaxing evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, you may friend. So unless there's anything else, we'll move on. You okay?
I'm thinking.
All your machinations quietly being worked against by the other PCs.
Yeah, it sucks.
When I go to sleep, I just put something in front of the door. Just
door?
in case.
Or
No,
your
in
door?
my
Your
door.
door. Okay.
Just in
Just in
case
case.
someone tries to come in.
Okay.
Do you have any-
Or
I have poisons on me,
or
right?
your
You do.
chest plate.
Cool. I have
Like an
needles on
iron
me, right?
stove.
Yeah, you're not a shinobi. You wouldn't necessarily have needles.
That's true.
You would have. You would
if I
have
was
some.
back home, I would.
Exactly. If you're back home, you would have your full supplies.
I think he's actually gonna poison me.
No,
So-
it's just you just
It's on
because
the
Dakio's just
table.
thinking to himself at this point.
Yeah.
All right, Juriken knows I'm with the Togashi, and I know that's not enough. What the fight I had with them this night was not enough. Therefore, what would be my move? I'm going to get kidnapped tonight. Excellent. I go down to the inn owner.
Yeah.
I say, honorable inn owner.
Honorable son. Honorable son. How are you doing, Beishi-sama?
I am vexed, but
Oh.
it can be relieved. By chance, do you have any kind of ceremonial bells? The small ones, for children.
Oh yes.
May have a collection of, say, 15 or so.
15.
Oh, yes.
I'm not certain if many of that. I don't have to have that many myself, but I know of merchants who would. I can see.
What do you have on hand that I could borrow for the night?
We keep a small collection to notify those individuals who have dinner ready and breakfast and so forth. Some half dozen that my servants use to indicate when meals are ready.
4 would be perfect. If I could borrow for the night, you will have them in the morning.
Of course, if you
Thank
would
you.
like. He sends one of his servants off, and they bring back the 4 bells,
There's 2
present
ways
them on
in
a
it.
pillow.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, going back to my room. Now, thinking about this logically, there's 2 ways in and out of my room. The front door and the window. Take some of my thread. So we put 2 bells to the window, 2 bells to the door, put it at a height where no one's
From
going
the
to see
window
it.
to
Yep.
the wall.
Sweat dripping from my balls.
Something you
Nervous
notice.
sweat.
He's back in his rooms. You can hear it. You can hear him snoring.
That's great. He can defend himself. I can't.
Those 2 are not. Moving on. So the 2 of you are on your way back to the inn.
Gasp.
The 2 of you are on your way back to the inn. I need each of you to make awareness checks, please, or awareness rolls. You can make
straight
raises if you would like,
awareness is
but
2K2.
straight awareness is fine.
It's not enough dice to.
I have just base awareness.
Yeah, 2K2. Oh wait,
Do you have anything else?
I've got investigation, but why would I be investigating something in the street heading back to the inn?
Investigation is fine because it's more that's more of a spot. Like it can be used as a spot check.
3K2.
Yeah, it can be used as a spot check. It's fine.
All right, so
Oh my god! I got a critical! Yeah! Okay.
10 total for me.
So,
Beautiful. Okay.
18 plus 16 is 24.
Okay. So the two of you spent most of the rest of the evening together after the conversation with Wakao, and some conversations with other members of the assembly. You saw several of the noble guests leaving first, and then followed by the lesser samurai the lower ranked samurai are staying longer so that they don't have their superiors around so they can, get the party on. Because they're drink harder because their superiors aren't there. So the nobles politely leave first. So Tori and Miyashoin and the Topaz Champion are all filtering out. There's a bunch of people who leave. The two of you choose to leave after you see Daishi retire for the evening as well. You go home a little later. And while you're moving through the streets, your practiced ear hears not two swords striking at each other, because that would get a lot of people's attention. You hear the distinct sound of a sword hitting against stone and mortar and chipping away. It's that the king and then the sound of swords that had actually hit a wall or something and had chipped away at the mortar, and then when you started listening for it for a moment, a few other sounds of thump, thump, thump,
So it sounds like somebody's getting mugged. Gotta go! We gotta go!
What do your Okota ears here?
We have to go! Someone's in trouble!
Honor compels me.
Honor compels me!
So, here's the problem.
The samurai run waddle.
Here's the problem.
Dun, 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 dun.
You two just have katana. You might have your katana on you because it was formal. You might have just your wakizashi on you.
And we're not samurai, so we may not have even had that.
Even have that. So I will say that you can have katana on you. You don't have your spear.
Yeah.
Because,
Well,
yeah.
I'd never really specialized in the spear.
Yeah, fair enough. I thought you did. I thought you had specialized in a yari. My
In
apologies.
the Yumi.
Yumi. Sorry. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
So, for formal events, we'd still have our swords going to and from, but we drop it at the door.
Yes.
Yes, so we have swords.
You have your
We have
swords.
swads.
Okay, so you make your way ducking through different streets. Not everyone's hearing it because it's there's still the explosions of fireworks and some music that started to die down, but there's enough there. You are hearing it because you're passing by. You move in and out of several different buildings, and then come to a section of a T intersection where an alley meets a secondary alley behind several other houses, and you do see a flash of about half a dozen figures, all fighting very quickly. Some of them with drawn swords, some of them with fists. You can't make anyone out because there's only a few hanging lanterns here and there. But people are being thrown into the walls. Other people are being dashed into the ground. You can't quite make anyone out. What are you going to do? What do you do?
You there! Cease this madness!
There you go.
Okay, all right. Call it.
Stop right there, criminal scum.
Stop right there!
Ah!
And looking up, and you hear a call from a female voice that's being pinned against the ground, like, "Call guards!" And she's hitting the face of one of the assailants. But the rest of those who are seen to be attacking, you can't quite tell who is being assaulted and who was the one who was doing the assaulting. But they're not stopping when you call it. When you call out, there's a brief moment of like, "What? Who's that?" Oh, no one terribly important. No, like not a guard, not anyone else like that, and they continue to fight.
Shiba-san, go get some guards! Shing!
Do you or do you stay with her?
Shing!
Oh, damn.
Okay, all right.
We're too honorable.
Guards!
Guards!
Do you want me to go looking for them?
Nope. Oh, yes, you could. Yeah.
Okay, well, I count for. I'm like, what time of the evening is it?
It is. You left before they did.
Do you wake me up?
Pick me up inside.
Depending on what modesty demands of the situation. They could technically still be out if they stayed actually pretty late at the festival. If they chose to stay late at the festival, and drinking with people, yes, this is a reasonable time for them to be out. Except other people have been coming back.
Except
Also-
there are contestants who are coming back. Yes.
Also, would she, knowing what she has to do tomorrow...
I'm thinking about it. I don't want to metagame and roleplay convincingly.
Yeah.
Okay, but other contestants.
will come back. Yes.
And she's got it tomorrow morning.
Uh-huh.
And she's a fucking Totori. No,
Akodo.
These are the Kodo. Yes.
she's one of the Totoris.
Okay.
Totori
All right.
girl's not going to get a full night's sleep. I go into the Togashi's room.
Okay.
And I look
You
down
run
at him.
into a dresser.
You open the shoji screen. Oh.
I open the... No, I'm a fucking scorpion. I have more discipline than that. I just open the door and I'm like, well, that's just pathetic. I push it.
Sing!
The Kodo's in trouble. Hurry up.
Okay. I'm already up.
I didn't block your window, you idiot.
I didn't think about that.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wisdom of Shinsei right there, huh?
Initiative.
All right.
Alright.
That's
Devin?
written on the
4
right
keep
hand.
3. Alright.
4K3.
Yeah. Well, that's a 10. Do 10s explode?
What's our tends to explode?
In
Yes.
initiative. Okay,
Yep.
cool. Ugh. So,
So yeah, Dom, you see me
11,
pass off 2 notes to
21.
the innkeeper
As
I
he's
leave.
heading out, he has somehow pulled out a sheet out of somewhere within his kimono and is writing very quickly on his own hand. Passes off to the innkeep and passes off to someone else who's not the innkeep, is one of the innkeep servants. And she folds it up and leaves.
That's actually very impressive.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Calligraphy. Some people
28.
use it for art, some people use it for fast communication.
28.
15, 28. Okay. You see that there's a couple of different figures. You can't quite make them out in the light. There's the young samurai who's being pinned on the ground and fighting her assailant on the ground, and then there's a number of people, one against the far wall on the right, and then others who are on the ground and against the walls. Some being thrown over crates. As I said, it's about there's 2 or 3 mixed melees that are happening. What do you jump in on, and what do you jump in on?
I'm gonna jump in on that woman that's being pinned down. I'm gonna get that person off of me.
Okay, so you're just gonna barrel roll them.
Yes.
Do you have a jujutsu?
Jujutsu. No, I do have Kyujutsu and Kenjutsu.
That's sword and bow, so that's not actually straight.
Neither of those.
So you can just do a straight strength roll.
Yeah, sure, I'll do that.
So your Shizuka draws her sword, but actually leaps and shoulder presses her whole body, boom, into the figure.
May I raise?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
The TN is going to be for these individuals a 15.
Okay. So I raise. I don't get any other dice roll added to that.
So the TN is now 20.
I don't get any other dice added to this, correct? When I raise?
No, not unless you spend a void point. No.
No, I'll just raise and that's it.
wanna
So
fix
I will
this
roll.
relationship between our
Hiya!
characters a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ding. Okay. No. So that's dang 15. Unfortunately.
Okay, so we'll say you crash into them. Your weight is enough to jar his grip off of the samurai on the ground, but he instead is now actually to keep his feet. He sets his knee against the ground, instead grabs you back, and is now looking at you in the dim light of the lamplight. You see his lip has been cut open from where she slugged him, and he's got a few other bruises, but otherwise fairly dirty, not well put together. But he does have several weapons on him, and he's now grabbed you by your kimono.
Do I recognize him at all?
Awareness, but it's going to be a high TN 20. Awareness investigation. And Dave, what are you doing?
I'm going to pick one of the melees.
Okay.
And would I be able to roll my defense to break it up?
Yes, you could. So do you want to do the defense of the one on the ground or one of the other melees?
One of the other melees.
Okay.
I'm trying to get a feel for what the heck is going on.
Yes, that's fine. So you're declaring a defense against. You're going to use a defensive stance to break up the fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of divide them and find out
that's
what's
fine.
going down.
15 for awareness.
No.
Yeah.
No. So it's too much.
It's too dark.
It's too dark, and you're just fighting too panically. I'll let you know when they're here.
No, let me know when I can roll investigate to find out where they are.
Oh,
An
that's fine. You can roll that
explosion.
now.
Two explosions. So 20 off the
So
bat.
you're basically asking around for them,
then-
and then asking around again and asking around again. But
Yeah, so that's 4 keep 4. So that's yeah.
So take those out. These will
And-
be my explosions.
Yeah. Another explosion.
Another explosion.
Plus 4.
Someone's dead.
Sorry,
30.
okay.
And a 2.
Okay.
So
Okay, you're gonna get them.
39,
Your call, Wendy. I just wanna make
30,
sure that-
41, 48,
Astonishingly high.
52.
So you run up to the two that are against the wall, let's say, and with very little effort, you slide in your arm into the grappling that's happening, snap and pull them away, and shove the other individual away.
Pretty much want to split them
Yeah,
apart.
you
and-
split them apart entirely without it. The one against the wall is pressed against the wall, and you're able to keep this one pinned, while the other one is sent sprawling several feet off, and he actually loses his footing and lands on the ground. Yes. Like, oh, damn it.
Should have made some raises.
Yeah.
Both on the butts.
Since you are much closer to the individual, you realize that the one who's against the wall, who you're pinning, your hand is over top of a Dragon Clan Mon. Now that you're actually close to it, and you're splitting them up. You're like, you see a Dragon Clan Mon here.
Me?
And the other one takes a spill, falls on his back. It's like, oh, piece of shit. And he starts coming back up and draws a wicked-looking knife from his belt.
Dragon-sama, what is happening here?
They attacked us on our way back. Kitsugi-sama, are you all right? And she's like,
I got him.
And
She's like, I don't know how to get out of here.
My wife.
She's like, I have been better, and she headbutts the Ronin.
Still a lot tougher than you.
No, I know.
The
That's why I
Ronin spits blood on the ground.
Who are they?
And like, don't know.
Don't care, kill him now.
Yep. No, do it. And
really-
he looks at you like they attacked us too quickly. Our arms are on the other side, and you see that there's swords thrown down the other section of the alley. So likely the Ronin cut their swords free, disarmed them, and then started attacking them. So yes, go.
Okay, how to break...
And then we'll say that Kitsuki was used her action to headbutt the Ronin, and he's now sprawled back, so she's well away from the fight that the two of you are
Okay,
having.
alright. Well, at
This
that
could
point...
be a cliffhanger fight.
Dun dun dun! Alright, I want to attack.
Yarr.
I want to attack. Attack.
Attack.
Attack. So should I just attack with my katana then? Mm-hmm. Okay. May I raise?
Yes.
Because I shall raise then.
I'm using licensed still 5 dice.
You are.
So nice.
Right.
By the way, were you using
Yeah.
your technique, by the way, Kinsuke? Your technique, like the
Woo!
Shiba technique to add to...
It is a school skill, yes.
Okay, so you're using your defense to add to his AC.
Yes.
Okay,
I
alright.
got 2 explosions.
That's good.
So I've created a
dangerous,
cone
Sam.
of higher
20,
armor classes.
Yes, exactly.
30, 36 to attack with my katana.
Well, that's a whole heck of a lot. Did you make raises ahead of time?
I made 1 raise before.
Okay, so that's we'll say that you definitely made it, so
Yay.
you'll get an extra rolled dice, but an extra kept dice for your
Okay.
damage. Go ahead.
Alright, so how do I roll damage? I've never done this.
It's your katana is a base 3 keep 2, I want to say. You'll see it
Oh,
on
I have it on the bottom. It says 5 keep 2.
So that's your
So-
total, plus
so
an
I have-
extra one from your raise. So
I got one
6
extra
keep 2.
Alright. Yeah. Well, that's 2
Two
explosions.
explosions.
So that's my
goodness.
keep 2.
Oh,
And 20, 32.
so Kitsuki headbutts the guys. As he's fighting with you, she takes advantage of the moment and whips up her hand, catching it to the back of the guy's head, grabs his kimono and smashes him in the nose with her own forehead. He is thrown back from the quick momentum, and she throws him away from her. As he's sprawling away, you quickly slice across his chest and into his neck, and it's just a gush of blood as he falls backwards dead.
Very cinematic.
Oh.
Yours. So, since you're using your technique, I need you to actually make a defense roll, please, because that's going to increase the TN of the person who you're protecting.
All right, so that's my regular 7 cape 4.
Yep.
Okay. So 3 plus 4. Yeah, I upped my reflexes.
Okay.
That trait.
Yep.
That was expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But holy moly. Baff. All right, so I've got 2 explosions already.
Okay.
Damn, you guys.
Let's see.
You're gonna fight her tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. I'm scared.
She's gonna kick your ass.
All right, so
Thank God Scorpion Ginpuga ceremonies are private.
and then another explosion.
Jesus.
Fuck's sakes.
And an
8.
So 30, 44, 60.
So,
Paste!
so you have pushed the dragon back. You see that so the dragon has no arms. And the 2 other Ronin, the one who was thrown back, gets back on his feet, just kicks himself to his feet. And the other Ronin are both charging at the one against the wall. You stand your ground with your katana, and they lay into 1, 2. So the dragon has no armor, but your defense and your Shiba skill set replaces his armor, but you can't actually do any kind of defense. Wow, some explosions, 26. That's still not enough. That was a 32. So
Definitely.
there is just a flash of 4 katana strikes from the Ronins just across from all different angles, and your katana goes and is blocking all of the katana strikes without
Didn't know I had
issue.
it in me. To be honest.
Just a very glorious. Your back is to the dragon, and you have one hand on the dragon keeping him back, and with your one katana are blocking all of them.
Well, I got to keep him out of the arc of my slashes.
So you block all 4 of almost 5 of the different strokes, and the Ronin all back off. Like, what the hell? What the hell was that? Kind of look at their face.
Shiva is not to be
John Woo
trifled
shit
with.
there.
That was John Woo shit.
Doves.
A commanding voice comes out over the alley. In the name of the Emperor, put down your weapons now! Is this commanding battlefield voice that has the sound of a roaring lion. And the two Ronin run, and you hear that same voice: "Chase them down! I want them found and caught."
All the Ronin have pretty much just up and taken off.
Yeah, the two Ronin that have taken off, and you see Togashi and you see Bayushi, along with about a half dozen other guards.
Would you honorably light up the night, please? Devin, do I see the Ronin?
Yes, you do.
Do I see their faces?
You see the Ronin as they're fleeing, yes. Yeah.
I can roll investigation so I can get a look at their faces, because I have perfect memory.
Yes, you do.
All right.
Now, at that command, I release the Honorable Dragon Sama and release my sword to the floor, or to the ground.
How did I... Wait. It's 8 keep 3. Jesus, I'm missing 2 dice.
The Kitsuki comes to her feet as Akoto Totori leans down and helps her up. And like, "Son, are you all right?" And like, "Oh, I have been much better, as I've said already."
Is this voice to Tori?
Oh, yes.
I'm getting down on my knees.
Oh, boy.
28.
And 28?
Yeah.
You catch... It's because of the one that she's completely gutted. You're like, "I know that one." And you catch the profiles of the other two as they're fleeing.
That's all I need.
And as Totori's bringing her up and helping dust her off, there are 6 other Scorpion guards. You don't know where the Scorpion came from, but 6 other Scorpion guards are now circling the rest of you with their swords pointed out for any other future threats.
I'm on my knees. I put my sword down and I'm bowing.
That's
and
the
I'm
trouble
like,
with Scorpion.
Totori looks to the current Topaz champion, and like, "You're hurt," and like, "It's but a single sword stroke, and why are you bowing? You've saved my life. Get up."
I give a very polite bow to the Honorable Samurai.
He looks to the two of you and looks to you.
Honorable Totori-san. Sama, it's good to meet you again.
It is good to see you again, Bayushi-san.
Forgive me for calling upon you in this late night, but I suspected members of your clan, and not only that, but other clans, were in grave peril. It seems I was correct. Forgive me for disturbing your rest, but I could only think of your honor of such things happening in your watch.
It is a very reasonable estimation for you to have woken me up for this.
Thank God.
He gives you a bow not only for a member of my clan, but if you had not been here, he nods to the two of you, Kitsuki-san may very well have been killed. So you displayed excellent prudence.
Oh, that's good.
Shizuka.
Honorable Totori-sama.
And I'm afraid I don't know your name.
Kinsuke of the Shiba clan.
That explains it. It's been quite a while since I've seen such fine sword work.
Thank you for the great compliment.
The rest of you, back to the inn. These are your guards, but do you mind if I look for the rest of the Ronin? Scour the village, see if there are any Ronin, regardless of them being here, whether they have legitimate papers or not. Bring them to my quarters, and my men will actually see to their investigation and who they are. I wish to know what happened here and why. And then, and they said the Scorpion all bow to Totori,
and then do the half bow
and
on me on the way.
then do the nod of the head, the half bow to you as they all leave.
Tell me first.
I say, with that level of haste from the guards, you were worried?
What?
Never mind.
I'm going to pick up my sword.
Gonna clean my sword.
Are you
anyone have
legitimately
any,
criticizing me
sheets
for
of
doing the right
paper?
thing?
I'm not saying anything.
Always.
Are you
Obviously.
legitimately criticizing me?
No.
You never know.
I'm saying you were worried about being killed.
Littering's not a thing yet.
Yes,
Your guards, showed up out of the shadows.
but you have to call them.
And with that, we will end episode 6 of our Legend of the Five Rings long game. Tune in for the following month for our episode 7, and then we'll have a debrief. Is the debrief going to be the same month or the following month?
Follow them up.
Following month. Okay, all right.
I need more time.
Yeah, fair enough. In the meantime, I'm Devin, your storyteller for the evening.
I'm Dave, playing Kitsuke.
Sam playing Akoto Shizuka.
I'm Dom playing Daishi Togashi.
I'm Big Mike playing Bayushi Dakio.
And we will see you all next time, Legion.